Hi everyone, my name is Matthew. I'm the Director of Integrated Fishing Systems here at LOWRANCE. I'm coming to you today from our boat garage. This is actually one of our test boats that we use for setting up all of our stuff. And today I'm going to show you how to set up some overlay data on any of your screens on a LOWRANCE HDS or Elite FS display. So this is a boat with a fresh installation. So we put an HDS 12 here at the console, two 12s up at the bow, and a ghost trolling motor with an active target. And anytime you take a LOWRANCE display fresh out of the box, you're going to see some overlay data that we give you on some certain functions. So when you pull up a chart, you're going to see like your speed over ground up there in the top corner. If you pull up a traditional sonar, you're going to see your depth and your water temperature, right? So my water temperature is working because it's 70 degrees out here today. The depth is not working though, right? Because I'm sitting on the boat on a trailer and it's not really pinging off anything. So as soon as I get in the water and it gets into the sonar log, that depth number up there will go from 3 dash lines to being whatever the depth is. But let's say I'm on my chart and in addition to my speed over ground, let's say I want to add my depth or I want to add my water temperature to that. So I always have that quick number up there so that I can look at whatever info I want to see. It's very simple to add. All I have to do is tap the power key and it will bring up this system controls dialog here. So this is just a whole bunch of functions like my brightness, my standby mode, that kind of stuff. But there's a button here called Edit Overlay. So as soon as I click that, it goes into the editing mode. So now this is specific to whichever function it was doing whenever I hit that button. So if I had a custom split screen up, it would be setting up the overlay data for that split screen. Because I'm in a chart right now, I'm setting up the overlay for that chart, right? So you'll see it'll say overlay data or editing overlay up here in the top. You'll have a different sidebar over here on the right-hand side, and it's put a little box around the speed over ground number up there. So that little blue box tells me which one I'm editing. So if I wanted to change that from speed to something else, I would highlight it with that blue box. If I wanted to move it somewhere, I just grab it and I can drag it anywhere I want on screen. So we'll just leave it there so that it shows someplace weird so we know we've edited it. But let's say I want to add something else. So I'll just click this add button right here, and this will take me to my list of things that I can add. And I can scroll through this with the touchscreen or with the keypad. I'm just going to use the keypad because it's a little bit simpler to show you guys on video. But let's say I want to add my water depth, right? So that I know when I'm driving at speed, I can see what the depth is, right? So all I'll do is I'll just come in here to sonar, I'll find depth, I can put a little checkbox in that depth number and you'll see it'll pop up right there in the top corner. Again, it's 3 dash lines right now because I'm sitting in the boat on the trailer and my sonar isn't actually locked onto anything. But as soon as I get the boat in the water, it will change to whatever depth source I have it set to. So now that depth number is right there in the top corner. And see, it's got that blue box around it, so now I can actually configure it. So let's say I want to make it a little bit bigger. I just come over here to size, and let's say I want to make it large, so I always have that. I can put a box around it so it's a little bit easier to see. If I want to make the numbers a little bit bigger, I know when it says feet that it's the depth, so I can take the caption off of there. I can make it, if I put something up where a gauge was more appropriate, like RPMs, I could switch it to be a gauge instead of just a number. But I can do the same thing here. I can take this depth number and I can put it anywhere I want on screen. I can build these custom for any combination of split screens that I want. Any sort of data that is coming across the network, I can put any sort of box up there and show any of that overlay data at any time. So that's just a quick overview of how you can set up any sort of overlay data, things like your speed, your water temperature, your sonar depth, on top of any screen on a LOWRANCE display. So if you'd like any more information, just visit lowrance.com.